So we are all 18 and above.
Yeah.
So everybody here is an adult. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is why we are here this evening. We have some very interesting and nice topics, but we want to hear from you first. Then we can talk about what other things that we have. Maybe next week. So who will open the floor for us? What are some of the questions? It could be that maybe somebody has asked you and you don't know, or it could be that you yourself are thinking about it, or you have encountered something and then you want to know, so in such a case, how do I come out of it and all that? We are all human beings, so we are not angels here. And how many of us don't have feelings here? We don't have feelings.
The same questions I asked. I'm not talking to mommy.
You came to ask.
I asked I was even talking to. I'm not speaking to mommy.
So how many of us don't have feelings here? Or who is here who doesn't want to marry again? Yeah, so let's talk. Let's talk. Who is that? Salma.
Oh, it's not too clear.
It's clear.
It's clear.
Yes, sir.
Do we understand the question?
Yes.
So let's go free and talk. If you look at their faces, you won't talk. So don't look at anybody's face.
You remember the other thing we said? What did I say? Just before my meeting. So tell us. What did I say?
We finish like to rain at what is going on.
But it's not good. So we should break away from that and speak our mind. So far as we are here, there is confidentiality, okay? Okay? Yeah. Yes. What do you say?
I wish people would refresh their question
Okay. Alright. The question is that as singles, adults getting ready to marry, some of us preparing into marriage, some of us might even be in a relationship or might have been in a relationship, and we have certain questions, about relationship in a godly way. Or maybe you have seen someone, how do I approach the person? Or I have seen somebody, it looks like the person is interested, but I'm also interested. I don't know how to go about it. When I'm around this person, what do I do? Or maybe somebody has even come to confide in you that this is what and what is happening. So what do I do? So general questions on relationships, breakups, dating, courtship, what have you? Even going on a date, what should I wear? Going on a date. Where are some of the places that I can go to, and those the places that I can't go to? At what age can I start dating?
I think it's interesting, and we should say that as if we don't have issues. Now we have issues. So why are we not saying it?
Let's talk. It could be that it's not for you personally, but so that every other person will benefit. So, feel free and talk. KHM, I can do people, though. We are not shy people, so please.
There's no place there.
The right age for us to start dating. Yeah, it depends on when you want to get married. You get it? Yeah, because we can say that from 18 you are an adult. Okay, the law of Ghana says that you can marry at age 18. But then at age 18, am I ready for marriage? You get it? Am I working even as a man? Do I have a house that when I marry I will bring the woman into? Am I ready to be a father? Am I ready to pay school fees? Am I ready to give top money? You ask some of these questions and then you get to know that no, I'm not maybe ready at age 18. But maybe I am at age 25. I am ready to marry. But my mind might tell me that the money I have is not much. But through counseling too, you can know that yes, it is time for me to marry, and with a little, I can still marry with it and make money. So long as I have a place that I stay, I'm able to pay my bills. I am a good tither. I pay my tithe. I work. I earn something. That one you can even push you. We ourselves can push you that Bernard.
Oh yeah.
It is time. Start marriage. Do we get it? Yes. Yeah. So there is no specific age from 18, because some people, especially with the ladies, God can make you marry at 18. God can make you marry at 20. God can make you marry at 22, at 24, at 26, at 30, at 50. Hey, sorry, it's not 50. At 25, at 27, I mean any age from 18. You get it? But the main thing is, what age does God want me to marry? It's very important. What do I want to achieve before I marry? It's also very important. And these days when you're talking to the men, you know, mommy, I want a lady who will support me financially. So are you financially sound as a lady to marry? These are all some of the questions that we have to ask. I can't marry at 15, please. It's against the law.
So does it mean that if you are a lady and you are not working and maybe like wanting somebody else to marry, does it mean that because you are not working, you are not, in that position to marry?
It depends. Okay, it depends. If you are not working as a lady and the man is working, sometimes the man might say that, oh, I don't have any problem with it. Okay, but you also have to think about it. Do I want to work? Or I want to be a housewife? When you go into the marriage and you are not working, it means that everything from your pants, excuse me to say, even your pad, you have to ask. If you don't go and meet a man who is sensible, you have to go and ask for money. And sometimes they even start using it against you. You become like a schoolgirl in the house.
Like what I'm trying to say is that it's not that you don't work. You work, but at the moment
you don't have a job. Yeah. That one, the potential is there that you're, but when are you going to work? You get it. So if you have the man that you are going to work and the guy is working, but if the guy is not working and you are also not working, then I would advise the two of you to wait. If one party is working, fine. But if both of you are not working, then concentrate on your work. Be friends. When you start working or one party starts working, then you start thinking about that. Pastor, I don't know if you have something to add to that.
Yes, because when we ask, when will you work? For instance, just when, let's say the person is out of university or the polytechnic and is not working, and this person comes in, chances are that right after the wedding, maybe 3 months you are pregnant, you have this child. Before the child and another pregnancy comes. So before you say Jack, you have about 3 or 4 children. I say I finished having children. Now I'm going to look for a job. Then your age and then how to start a job without experience. And God is able to do everything. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
But these are some of the questions you ask yourself. So even if you have started something and you are saying I'm married, then you have a job. But there are situations whereby you can also meet a man who will be willing to pay everything without a problem and also want you to. But if
you know what Pastor is saying? Yeah, but if you are both courting and then you've not gotten the job, wait till you get the job before you marry. Don't go and put yourself into marriage. Once you are
it's a different question, yeah. Not you.
You ask the question, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know it's not you. Come on, okay, we know it's not you, so don't worry at all. Okay. No, but you get the question she's asking. I am not working. Then maybe we are all okay. We are investing. We are finished. Yes, there is this thing that he has the potential prospect. I have the prospect, but that we have both not gotten jobs yet. Then we say that we are getting married. We will have financial crisis. You get it? A financial crisis is not a pleasant thing in marriage. If God doesn't come in, it can bring problems in the marriage. You know, but if one party is working and he says that, I am ready to wait till you get a job so we can get married, I don't mind, I will take care of everything. That one is fine with us. But there are some of you will even be at the universities and you will get married. You get it. So I don't know if you are getting it. But where both parties are not working, no. It's not too good. Are we okay with that?
I also want to know, like if someone approaches you, how would you know that this is the right person? Sometimes you may have been praying about it, but like how would you even know that like this is the right person that God wants me to, or this person is not right, or that kind of thing?
I want to ask that, is it okay to go out with somebody who has shown interest in you?
Somebody has shown interest in you. Two questions. How do you know if the one you have met is the right person? Then can you go out with someone who has shown interest? Let's start here. We'll come here. Yours is very long, so we'll come here. Yes. Outing like what? You get it? We have yes, dating. Okay, dating. Maybe the person is inviting you out for lunch or a picnic or something. Okay, but the person is interested in you. Are you interested in the person? You know, it's a food for thought. Okay. Number two, I have Christian values. What are the Christian values of that person? Okay, this outing that we are going, is it just for friendship or something more? Are you getting it? You ask yourself some of these questions, and most of the time in KHM, what we tell them is, let your pastor know, let somebody know. Or some people will come, mommy, this person wants to take me out, and they will even be doing this at home by saying, don't worry, you go, but go to so and so place. Make sure you leave at so and so time. These are the do's and don'ts. Don't do this. Don't let this person do that. You get it. And when you are going, and then maybe your pastor or somebody knows that my daughter is at so and so place. You yourself, it checks you. You get it. It checks you. But at the moment the person comes, and then you are not able to tell anybody about it, and you want to go in secret, then know that in the first place, the whole thing is wrong. You get it. And then when you see that this person, to some of them when they come, the person wants to touch you. I mean, you see, you are sweet, you'll be so good in bed, you'll be this. Oh yes, some people say that. I know someone, if the lady wants to marry, they look like say, you will be very, very good in bed. Hey. Somebody's wife. You know, and once the guy says some of these things, I don't know what happens, what is in the ears of ladies, you know, and then you start The person just wants your body, not any other thing. The person will use you and go. You get it? And these days they have seen that, oh, with women, when you tell them that, oh, I will marry you, then they know that you are serious. So these days that is the strategy too that they are using. So it will take you, the lady, to stand your ground. So yes, if the person is also a Christian, God fearing like you are, and you know that this person is not somebody who is going to take you for granted, like I have said, because it is true friendship that you get to know people, somebody, you know. There are some people you will encounter, they are not going to be your husbands, but they are going to be very good friends, depending on how you build the relationship. You get it? Depending on how you build the relationship. So in such a case, when you meet somebody, and then the person wants to take you out, you just let your pastor know, oh, I met so and so person, he says he wants to take me out. Well, I don't know what he says he's interested, but then I just want, pastor, can I go? Your pastor might ask you the same questions and say that this one. So, oh, okay, you can go, but go at this one so time. Maybe you can go at one time. Maybe yes, you can go for dinner, but at so time you leave. There are some people we didn't give them the dress code. Go in this dressing. That. So it is not wrong to go out, but it is just, I mean, somebody who is not married to you, somebody who has not said that maybe I will marry you, the person is just going out with you on a date, and then the person is holding you, and then you to your head is on the person about that. So in the first place, you have told the person that I am available, you can have me. So that is when the person even sits with you, the person wants to be touching you, and they're putting the leg under the table and play with your legs and everything. And they are doing that, this is not it. Are you getting it? So it's not wrong to go out. There are some of you here, we tell you, yes, you can go out. But these are the conversation like, these are this, these are that.
So, Mommy,
Yes,
what if the person has been clear to you that he wants friendship, but he wants to know you better?
He wants to know you better. Yeah. And you too, you want to know the person better.
Maybe.
That is the question. You get it? So if you want to know the person better, the first thing is, do you know something? Can you go with me to church on Sunday? You get it? Can you go with me to church on Sunday? Say, oh, okay. Then when you come, before you come to church, you have called your pastor that, oh, there is this person who wants to know me better. I also think I want to know him better, but I am not too sure. So I've invited him to church.
But can we say that?
Yeah.
Can we really say, can we do it?
Yes.
No, please, it's open to all of us. Can we really do it when the person has shown this interest? Belinda, please look at this side. Mommy, it's a good answer. Let's ask, can we do it? And we will do it. Are we sure we can do it? So you call your pastor and say, this is what is happening. The person is coming. Pastor, let me alone. I wish I like it too, but I want to be sure whether you think it's okay. Can we do it? Oh, it's possible.
Yes. You get it. And then if the person is a married man, if a married man says, I want to know you better, you have to let the person know that he's sick. No, you ask the pastor, oh, I'm sorry, sir, but what do you take me for? You are a married man. You get it. I'm sorry, you're a married man. And I'm married. I wouldn't be happy when somebody does that to me. So I'm sorry. You get it. Maybe it's even for just friendship, but you don't go out with a married man. I know of someone who took somebody out 2-3 times, and as I speak to you now, the man had to divorce the wife and marry the girl. I suppose a good Christian sister. I don't know if you are getting it. So if the married man come, oh yes sir, you can invite the person to church. Even when they come, even if the person is 1 year older than you and is married, say daddy. I call the person daddy. come out fully. Because some of them too, God brings them your way to help you. You get it? And some of them too, they are demons. Just to come and destroy your life. So when you start saying that, so don't call me daddy, call me Paul. Say me, I can't call you Paul. So I'm my daddy. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
When you see that person, you this girl. By the time you see, you have become normal friends. But I say, oh, hey, daddy, buy me one fried rice and plate of fried rice and chicken. He will buy it for you, but you will pay for it. Are you getting it? Hey, daddy, so how is mommy? Hope mommy is fine, oh. Hope the children are fine, oh. But you, this is what I asked you to stop. By the time you realize that, you're a good girl. And that is it. You get it. But if the person is not married, like I have told you, call it. Let me call you out. And you don't go out late in the night. Late in the night, then 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it is not that the person's car has come, pay. No, don't do that. Since we are going out, 6:30, or if you are coming to church, it goes at 7:30. I can give you just 1 hour. So 1 hour to at home. You get it? When you go to the sit in opposite direction, don't go and sit by him directly. And when you start the letter, and then you smile.
Mama, can I ask a question? Mommy, please, where can we go?
Yeah.
It's important,
It's very
Where
important.
can we go? I'm just asking it for on top of what you asked.
It's
So
very important.
So where can we go?
There are certain places that when you go, automatically the environment itself, look, it has some kind of how do I call it? I mean, you get it, and then it gives you some kind of feeling. That is almost that the seven of us don't have feelings here. It gives you some kind of feeling, and you want to draw close to the person, you want to be in the person's arms, and you start seeing butterflies and things, So man, know thyself. You get it. So most of the time, we tell people, we have nice restaurants around. Hans Palace restaurant is there. You have Akroma, it is here. Even Bocadillos is downstairs. Which other restaurant? Which other restaurants are in town?
Let's meet there.
Where? Beside Akroma, the one behind
Grand Favor.
The one at the what's the one that Atlantic Hotel is there. The one that faces the harbor or the sea. What is the harbor view? It's been a long time. So you get to places where there are people around who are responsible. You get it? People who are responsible. There are certain places like Vienna City where you go and sit down. If you don't want to do evil, you will do it. Because people around are doing it. So you might think it is, if I don't do something, it might be some way. You get it? Or some thoughts and things will go on that you wouldn't like. So you go to places that are open. Or even sometimes you can just sit somewhere in an open place where you can just a bottle of mineral or something, you are drinking and talking. These places, you don't really have parks and things, but at some places where there are parks, you can just sit at the park and then you talk and everything. And then bye-bye, you get it. Now when you want to go to the man's house, the man wants to come to your house and all those things, it doesn't help from the initial stage. It is a no-go area. By the time you realize you have not built on friendship, the person who wants to get to know you, somebody got pregnant and I said that, when you met the person, why didn't you bring the person to the church? She said the person, I wanted to know him better. I said, you wanted to know him better, you are now pregnant. So how were you able to Yeah, so these are some of the open places is the best. If you don't have anywhere, come to the church, come and sit here and chat. Go sack. If we are disturbing you, they can come and sit here and chat. No problem. You can call for malls downstairs, they will bring it. I'm telling you the truth though. So if such a person says, I will not come, then know what is in the mind of the person. Why don't you want to come? Where do you want to go? Are you getting it?
Yeah.
And when you are going out on Saturday too, you know your no-go areas. There are some people, even just a touch gives them sexual arousal. You know, so it's for everybody that you just touch that, oh brother, oh sister, you're in your mind, you might be free, but you are disturbing the person. And you can push the person to do what the person doesn't want to do. You get it? And you too said, how do you know? And are you okay?
Yes.
Are we okay with it?
And she asked it for all of
Everyone,
us.
yes. How do you know? Number one, I expect you to be a praying person, a Christian, who is believing God for someone, okay? So I have prayed that God, I need somebody to marry. And then maybe I have my list. What is the name? The qualities that we want in a man. We have prayed to God. These are the qualities that I want. Number one, maybe God should be God fearing. That should be the number one on your list though. The men too. Number one, God fearing though. It shouldn't be beautiful though. God fearing, number one. Then your other qualities that you want. Okay. As you go in and out, there are some people, the moment they see the person. I remember I had a friend on campus. The day he saw the wife, it was on campus. The day he saw the lady, he said that is my wife going. And they are married.
Wow.
You get it? The lady was my maid of honor during my wedding. And during the engagement, the guy was the one taking the pictures. I didn't get any picture. He took
The lady
threw out the pictures. They are happily married now. I mean, they're in the United States, doing very well. You get it? I, for one, the day my husband was supposed to propose to me, I was on campus. God told me that today, when you go home, this and this, I was on campus. I told one of my friends that I'm going home. This is what God says. So even that day, I didn't get to my house. I went straight to my husband's place. And that was when he told me. And I was laughing because God had told me before I left campus. But God might not go that way. Are you getting it? It depends on everybody. Because I even remember when God was telling me that, oh, this was the man that I was going to marry. I started bumming. I refused it in Jesus' name. Meaning, I will marry a pastor. I will do the work of God. God, I will do your work. I ask for a pastor. I will marry at all. No, in the name of Jesus. I'm saying, this is an evil thought. This is an evil thought. God, cleanse my conscience, cleanse my thoughts, and all that. So even before I knew that this was my husband, that is why it's good to work with godly people. You get it? Because the people around me even knew that because we were praying together, this and God even revealed it to them and things. So that day they didn't know pastor, but the day they saw pastor, they were all laughing, and I didn't know why they were laughing. So when I came to tell them that this was it, they all started laughing. Now, do I remember when we went to church? They told me that they have seen the one that I was going to marry. But maybe yours might not be like mine. You get it. Some of us, we have to shine our eyes well before we can know that this is the right person or not. So number one, the person must be a God-fearing person. Number two, the person should be somebody who has a natural quality of care. It is very, very important in marriage. A natural quality of care. I'm so sorry, I'm doing two things at the same time. So the person should have that quality of, naturally being somebody who cares. You get it. And then number three, the person should be a friend. Okay, these are just some of the teasers too. I'm not giving you the deep things, the chemistry part and things. I'm not going there now. But these are some of the basic things that you should look out for. The person should be someone who is serious with God, not just somebody who goes to church. Okay? And then somebody with character. You know that this person is sincere. Okay, this person is sincere. This person, you can see that no, this person has a good heart. Please close the door for us, or somebody is there. Okay, but number one, you see the person, there will be a click. Naturally, there is a click. But even there are some people, the first meeting, sometimes there might not be a click, or you might like, this person is some way. No. It is the liking there that you are trying to suppress. It is the liking there that you are trying to suppress. Sometimes that is how it happens. Sometimes the way you meet. I know of somebody, the person does help there to carry the luggage. And that was it. Oh, hello, hi, this, and it developed into marriage. So it depends on how we all meet our partners. But you should take note of the God-fearing aspect and the caring nature of the person. They are very, very important. Very, very important. You can't bypass those things. And then somebody says he likes you, even in the friendship state, and the person doesn't call you. You are the one who is always calling. Know that when you go into the marriage, you are the one who is going to work the marriage out. Last recently, a young lady pastor, beautiful lady, this lady was somebody, hair and hearty. Everywhere you see her, you know there are some people, naturally, anybody who sees them likes them. And this girl meets somebody and says that they are getting married. And remember that you was like, are you sure? He said, oh, that yes, oh, he's nice, oh, yes, okay. And they go for it, according to the lady. And things started And this guy stopped speaking. He said, and the girl, I think she's been married for almost 2 years now. She says it is only when she goes to teach and she sees the children that she's happy. Like the children that she teaches, they are like everything. And I remember when she was pregnant, the mother went there. They don't have water there. So the pregnant woman, you have to fetch water for yourself, fetch water for the man, and everything. You get it? And some of us, we are here, we are not married, and we think that God is delaying us, and we see this person, and then we some of us even become envious. They've not told you what they are going through. Are you getting it? So don't just look at surface things to marry, and don't shut your eyes on certain things. That is why we always say that don't sleep with the person. That is why we insist on that, because the moment you sleep with the person, your judgment is no more fair. It becomes biased. It becomes biased. So even when you see that this person is not correct, you find it difficult to back out because your life has gone into that person. Your life has gone into that person, so you find it difficult. And so some of us, we are even in the relationship, we are being abused verbally, emotionally, we are being abused, but because a part of us has gone into it, we are not able to come out of it. You get it? So we should, that is why people say that we don't fall in love, we rise in love. When you fall in love, you are falling into it, so your judgments, they are not correct. Your judgments are not correct. And most of the time they tell you that love is blind, but the neighbors, they are not blind. That is why we always tell that talk to your pastor, talk to people about it. Because the neighbors are not blind. They can tell you that this thing it won't end you well. And if you are not careful, you go into it and you have problems. So the number one, you just look for the plague. And look at the person's response and things, but like I told you, it depends, it varies. Pastor Noti and the wife, yes, at the counter, back, smile. And that was where the click came. You get it. So I don't know why you will meet yours. I don't know why you will meet yours. I don't know. In the church, and that is why wherever you find yourself, you should behave well. As a man, as a woman, carry yourself well. Be nice to everybody. Even when the thing is provoking, try to breathe in and then behave yourself well. Because you never know who you are talking to. He might be that husband or wife God has made for you. You're the wood of your own, you're missing rib. Might be that person. You get it? Yeah.
I want to know, is it that God has designed a particular person for each and every one of us? Or we should just be like the qualities that we are believing God for, the moment that we see that particular quality in somebody, then we just go in for it?
As a matter of fact, people are going in for the qualities they want and they are suffering. You get it? People are going in for the qualities that they want and they are suffering. Oh, I want this. I know of somebody who is a doctor. He said he wanted to marry a lawyer. So the person he met wasn't a lawyer, but the person was very educated. And he said that the person must be a lawyer. So he was ready to do everything he could for the person to go to the law school. But eventually things didn't work out there. And this person was just putting the hands down. Look at all the investments I have made. You get it? So sometimes you might think you are going for the quality, but that is not what God wants for you. Are you getting it? It's good to have your qualities in mind. Okay, it's good to have your qualities in mind, but you also have to leave room for God. You get it? But sometimes left to you alone, maybe I would want to marry a doctor. You get it? Then maybe God will say that maybe I want you to marry a polytechnic graduate, or I want you to marry even somebody who is in a so institution, or somebody who is below your level of education. What do? Because I know people who are highly educated, but God says that go in for somebody who is not so very educated. I don't know if you are getting it. So yes, you have your plans, but you give room to God. Somebody would want a tall man, stout, but then God will give a go for the pretty. That is what I want for you. That is what is good for you. And you say that God, no, you fight God. God can give you the tall man, and you have problems. God can also give you the proteins, and you have a very peaceful and sweet marriage. So which one do you want? I don't think you are getting it. Somebody said that God has stopped choosing. Since Adam said that the woman you gave to me, God has stopped choosing women for men. But that is just by the way. I believe if you give room to God, He will direct you. But sometimes God's direction will be His perfect will and not your will. So if you want to go by your will, it becomes God's permissive will, but not His perfect will for you. Should I come again?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have the qualities of the man that you want to marry. That is what you want. But maybe God also wants a different thing for you. If you are a person of the Spirit, you'll be able to understand. But if you fight God, God can say that yes, get. But it will not be God's perfect will. It will be His permissive will. And when you have God's permissive will, it goes with its consequences. Are we okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
We understand.
I wanted to know if God has designed a particular person for each and every one of us.
It is yes and no, so you look for the person. It is yes and no, but definitely there is somebody that God has for you. Okay, it's not like I don't know how to explain it. But there is somebody there out there for you. Okay, there is somebody out there for you. But I believe that God Himself will direct you to the person. If this is the person, God will let you know this is the person. Okay, but me, I can't say that this is the one God has designed from heaven, that straight, Belinda, this is your husband. Straight, this is your husband, your wife. You got to connect your listeners like that. As a matter of fact, everything that we have could have been for somebody. It is just by the grace of God that thing is yours. Are you okay with it? So you get the thing in whatever form God gives to you. You dress it, you manage it, and it becomes nice and suits the way you want it to. I believe with counseling and with the help of God. So
I would prefer to direct the question to the personal office, so only you can assist.
oh, no problem. You see, and the spirit.
Pastor, I would like to know how we as widows are supposed to deal with parental disapproval in relationship, especially those that are intended to go to marriage. Because like Naomi was saying, she has emphasized the importance of letting the pastor into the picture all along. But this is the case that the parents are also coming to the picture that, you know, this person, based on our own investigation, we don't want you to go ahead. Perhaps per your own qualities also, you realize that she scores a good mark for you, so you want to go on with her. Yeah, that's been, and it becomes worse if it's a unanimous decision. All of them are saying you live with one person, at least you can lobby your way around it. See, because unanimous, but in this case, they are all disapproving. How do you deal with such a situation?
The first thing I would say is not also for us to look down our parents, is that we should honor our parents in the Lord. Is that it? Yeah. Honor our parents in the Lord. Hallelujah.
Amen.
So normally, it depends on the stance that your parents have taken. Is it a godly stance? Because some parents can say that, oh, maybe some years ago, our grandparents were going to marry in this family, and this was so nobody goes there. But what if that is what God has chosen for you? Are you getting me? So, you being a believer, you ask yourself, are my parents believers as I do? That's why I realize that most of the time when mommy says it, a lot of people even show, we thank God for what we have in KHM. But a lot of people bring their spouses to their pastors even before they bring their parents into the picture. Are you getting me? And most of the time when you get places like this where we have our shepherd being a prophet, it helps. Because I believe there are some of us who are really going to Pastor Paddy with somebody and ask you, so do you want it? No, that will ask you, do you want it? To see, because some people are laughing. Do you want it? Normally that's one question that they will ask. What do you say about it? Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So most of the time when you get your pastor or your shepherd's approval, first that is okay, steady. Chances are that as you pray, you get everything to fall into place for your mother and your father's side. Especially when they appreciate where you are and your stand. Please are you getting me? I mean, the question was, how do you get around your parents' disapproval of your spouse to be? Yeah, and I just went about honor your parents in the Lord. So it depends, your parents approval, it depends on what they are they standing on the Lord to ask you to say this. And normally when you see the person, most of us come to our pastors first. And that's where I was until you came in here. So if you really come and your pastor gives you the tip that, oh, let's pray around it. And like Mami said, you have also gone ahead to sleep with the person and commit yourself. Because most of the time when that comes in, you realize that you have closed your mind already. And when you bring it to daddy and ask those questions and say yes, he will not talk much. Because already there is a covenant. Are you getting me? So when you pass that test, and as you pray around it, I believe in most cases you get your parents' approval. In most cases, I believe Mary will add.
Like the pastor has said, obey your parents in the Lord. And in KHM, most of the time, we advise that let your pastor see the person before you take the person. But one thing to know that I've also realized is that parents, I don't know if it's because biologically they conceive a person. Most often, if not all the time, but most often, when they say there is a problem, but I can't tell. I'm not talking about the biased ones who say maybe because the person is poor, or because the person's educational background is this, or maybe because the tribe. Those ones are different cases. But some of them will tell me that, in fact, I could share this guy. It's not that he's not nice, but there is something about him. When it happens that way, even when your parents are not Christians, you have to pray and see your pastor again. Because we have realized that most of the time when they say it, at the end of the day, it comes out. But sadly, most of the time it is after the marriage. We don't know if it is because of the black side of it, but if it is not to do with some of these things that we have listed, or one of them is so maybe the person is a witch or something, and has seen that no, this child is coming out of something, so they want to still suppress you. Most of the time when they speak, even the unbelievers, it is true. Most of the time. So when your parents start complaining that there is something, but I don't know, seek counsel from your pastor. Sometimes even the pastors can even go to your parents to find out what it is, and they'll be able to pick it and say that, oh, hold on, or let's pray about it. And you realize that those parents, it's not like they're saying that don't marry the person, but you see that they are on a neutral ground. That no, this thing, but that you get it. But when a pastor was telling you, you see the pastor first. So some of the times when you go, it is a family thing. So you think that is at work. So they want to prevent you from entering into your lesson. So if it is on those bases, I believe the church can even send some leaders to go and talk to them and all that in understanding to hear. That's that.
Is that necessary?
I'm not talking of course. I'm about it. I'm not any question.
My question is about our culture system here. You are going in for someone, you have to consider where the person is coming from.
Yeah. If you are from a family that are very traditional, and the thing has not eaten into you yourself, then I think you can break the status quo. You get it? But if the thing has eaten so much into you, that one you will have a problem. You get it? But most of the time, if you are coming from a family where they say that, oh, maybe, let me use, okay, maybe we don't like LS at all, we don't want to see them, we don't want to have anything to do with them. And the whole family don't like LS. And you to the love that you have taught to is an error. That one too, you are going to have problems. So the two of you, are you ready to fight it to the end? If not, then you have to back out and look elsewhere.
My question is, how can you fight your parents to the end?
Fighting is not in the sense that you are fighting like this, but you trying to convince them, trying to let them understand that you too, this is the person that you love, this is the person that you want to spend. Because let me give you an example. I have a friend who got married to a northerner, and even at the time she met the guy was just leaving the university. He was in final year. I remember that day we went to buy cake. And the guy saw us. And he spotted this friend. And later he built friendship and all that. And when she was getting married, in fact, the parents really humiliated the guy. It's like, not now, you this. And the guy had just gotten a job. And he was even sleeping at the office sometimes, But after some 2 years, God blessed this guy so much. I remember on the ladies' Valentine's Day, he bought her a car as a Valentine gift. And as I speak to you now, he's the angel in the family now. Everybody looks up to him, even those who are God and things. God has blessed the guy. You get it. But initially it wasn't easy. She tried to convince them, but after some time, things worked out. Okay. But she had to take some stand before she was able to endure, to go through this. Sometimes you use it to insult her and this. and she will even be laughing with it. Like somebody to cry. Say, let's marry, don't know any part. I don't know if you are getting it. And they are the best of people you can find, but a lot of us don't know. A lot of us don't know. I don't know who brought that idea, but they are the best of people. If you want people who are honest, people who are loyal, people who are dedicated, they are one of the best of people you can find, hardworking, understanding, humble. I don't know, I've met a lot of them, and majority of them, it's only a few that you can find that are not correct. I don't know if you are getting it, but if you are not careful because of what you have heard, oh this, oh that, oh that. So if this friend of mine too had not look beyond what she was seeing, like what she was hearing, I believe by now she would have been looking at us like, hey, I have missed an opportunity. So if the Holy Spirit is telling you that, oh, this person, you are okay with the person, everything, you see that this is it, then you have to let them understand. At least most of the time I realize that one parent will somehow, even if it's not fully for, will somehow be for. You get it? Are you okay with that? So it's not like going to fight boxing.
But I think there's a fighting element in there was when the lady was being abused by her people. She had to stand firm. That is fighting. For her not to give in.
She's just smiling.
I'd like to know how you deal with breakers when it comes to a breakup that this will happen. It will happen. But then how do you deal with the pain, the anguish that comes with it? Because people enter into relationships without healing from their previous relationships, and they take the effect into the innocent new guy or lady, and it becomes a disaster. So as Christians, how do we go about these things when we encounter them? Or how do we advise other people who
They know.
I think in the first place, when we took us through some of the stages and some of the things we've had, it comes to the friendship bits that we are not able to get into. The friendship bit of it. Most of the time we jump into, we cross the friendship within seconds and then we get to the next stage of the relationship. But there are so many things that we are supposed to see during the friendship stage. And if it's identified at the friendship stage and you are separating, you realize that the pain is not much. For you yourself, you are praying to God, you are observing. To even thank God that He has shown you this and you are getting out of it. Please, are we together? But most of the time we cross there and we get some commitments. And when those commitments come in, when there is a breakup, then there are problems. But somebody's change has gone in. No, are you getting the point? Are you getting the point? So when we follow through the steps, seeing the person, like before some of you came in, somebody asked me that how do I go out on a date? Where do I go? What do I wear? At what time do I go? And if a pastor of yours knows that this time my daughter is here, and you are being guided and guarded on what to do, you realize that if the person may even come out of the date and can go to the pastor that, hey, this and this and this and this is what happened. So you realize that even in going through, you are being guarded and you will not rush to get to the end and make certain compromises and promises before due. So I believe when we go through the processes well, and pray at every stage. Some of these things will come up. Some of these things will come up before we get overly attached. I think I will pick it up from here and then get into the details.
Thank you, Pastor. So, like Pastor has said, that is now you are in it and then all that. But let's say that you didn't know and you went into it and then there has been a breakup and you have to break up the relationship. Number one, learn to forgive yourself and forgive whoever was involved. And sometimes it's very difficult, you know, like maybe the guy, you love the guy so much and then you realize that, you know, there is another person on the line. Just recently somebody was telling me about a guy she was going out with, and then later she heard the guy had gone somewhere with somebody and they were wearing the same attire. So she was thinking that she was the one, you know, and all that. And even when I was like, have you slept with the person? She said, no, I've not done anything with the person. But you see, it's painful, it's demeaning. You know, I said, yes, so this person doesn't respect you in the first place, so you just forget about the person. You get it? Yeah. So you forgive the person on whatever basis. And then even when you are breaking up too, you break up well. Some of us, we break up and then we insult, we curse, we do things. You know, when it happens that way, it's very difficult for you to even let go. Because you remember one of the insults that you gave to the person and the one the person also gave to you. Boiling. You get it. But the person initially thought he or she was interested in you. And later the person thinks that I'm no more interested. You can't force the person to marry you. There should be a living, there should be a pattern. So if you are Holy Ghost filled, you have to let it go sometimes. Daddy will tell you that sometimes it is better to lose today and then you gain tomorrow. So you let go. Oh, is that so? Okay, then fine. But we are still, for when we meet, you can say hello to each other. Oh, thanks for everything. Then, you know, even some of them, they will try to make a fight. There are some people, when they want to leave you, they try to make a fight. And then if you are with a guy, and the person has not asked you for sex or anything, and then you realize that out of the blues, the person wants to sleep with you, know that the person wants to break up with you. That is also another sign. For some guys have told me that that is what he do. If he thinks he wants to marry you, he won't touch you. But when he sees the signs that you are likely to leave him, then he will try all means to get you. So after that, you can go your way, you can go to sleep. But he has destroyed your life. You get it? That is why we must value ourselves. And this is the ladies to their heart. Then somebody said that, the lady said, I can't go out with you just like that without you sleeping with me. If you won't sleep with me, then, this one, even the guy is saying that no. And then he says that no. If you have to do it with me, if you don't do it with me, it means you don't love me. Christian. Are you getting it? If the breakup comes, you try to forgive the person and then forgive yourself. And like you are saying, try to heal. You get it? Try to heal yourself. Some of us, the moment we leave one relationship, the next month we are in another relationship. It is wrong. It is wrong. Even some of us, we know that we have to leave a particular relationship, but we mark time till we meet somebody. Then we jump from that relationship into that one. And like you were saying, by the time you realize all the mistakes you made in that relationship, you go and make those same mistakes in this one. And then you have problems. So I told you, I said that all men are not good or all women are not good. No, you did not heal. Okay, you did not heal. But you have to get healed. You forgive yourself and you can only get healed emotionally in God. You can only get healed in God when the Holy Ghost is your friend. In fact, it's when the Holy Ghost is your boyfriend, when the Holy Ghost is your everything. If you realize that, no, oh, I have forgiven this person. When you see the person, you realize that you don't get angry. When people even talk about the person, you don't get angry. You even wish the person well, that God will bless the person. Then you know that you have been healed. And then you ask yourself, so what were some of the complaints that this person was making? Maybe the person said that you easily get angry, or when you get angry, the way you talk is bad, or maybe the way you dress. You realize that the person said certain things. When you really come to yourself, you realize that no, some of the things that the person said were true. So you work at those things so that whoever comes later, you will be better. But when you take a stance and then you take some defensive step that this person did this, so you are going into the other relationship with your eyes open. So when the person starts saying, say, oh, the other guy did this, so I won't let you do this. Hey, you can't come and cheat me, or you can't come and work on me. I am as for men, we've heard about you, or as for women, we've heard about you. When you go into relationships like that, you have problems. So heal yourself, forgive the person, whatever it is that the person did to you, let go. If you are finding it difficult to let go, talk to any of us. We are here, we'll help you through, so that you'll be able to let go. Some of us, the pain is still there. Maybe you even left the person 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, but the pain is still there. Talk to somebody about it so that you can let go of it totally. Are we okay with that? Yeah.
That's a question. As youth, I don't know the specific time that I can enter into but I want to, in case you mention, how can you see relationship to spiritual life?
How can you link relationship to spiritual life? Yeah, for now you have just finished the rest and so you are not ready yet.
Well, I'm not ready.
You want to know. When you get to the university and you are about to finish, then you can talk about that.
What I'm saying is that the priority now should be your books.
Yeah.
That's in school. And when you get, because the funny and interesting aspect is when you are in the secondary school, there are some people you see to be so hard, so beautiful, so intelligent, and things. And when you get to the university, first year, second year, and you see those people, you're like, so what was wrong with me? I'm telling you the truth. And there are some of your mates, you meet them today, and you're like, so what was wrong with me that I used to see this guy as some champion here? You got it. And sometimes I remember there was a lady we met in London, and then there was this guy, she brought the man to the house that the lady is a nurse, said that the man has kaka. Is it kaka or what? The man's teeth has to decay, that the man couldn't eat anything, so she had to take the man to the hospital. The man looks some way. So then he was like, that little, and I was like, I knew this man. Where did you go and meet such a person? He said, Pastor, if I tell you, you won't believe it. But this man was my first boyfriend before I met her. And he said, what were you looking at? I can't be myself today. If I sit there and look at the man, I ask myself that, so what was wrong? You get it? So even now, some of the guys or the ladies that you seem to do when you get to the university and you're about to finish, you realize that, oh, these people, they are nothing. Are you getting it? So that is why we are saying that. So when you get to the university, you see nice ones.
The question I being a relationship and spiritual life?
Don't worry, when it comes to relationship, you don't have spiritual maturity or immaturity. You get it. When it comes to relationship, once you are a child of God, and then you know what God expects from you, it doesn't take you to be mature or immature, not to sleep with a woman before you marry a person. You get it, or doing the right thing. So I'll say it is seeking the right counsel. Are you getting it? And then if you are spiritual, doesn't also, or you are a mature Christian, doesn't also mean that you don't have feelings. Are you getting it? So, or sometimes your body doesn't give you. Yeah, the body, as for the body, it is there. So, whether you are matured or not matured, feelings are there. You get it. And marriage is a good thing that God has destined for us. It is through relationship that you get into marriage. You get it. So when the time comes for you to marry, you will meet the person. You will propose, whether you are matured or not matured. Proposal must come. Are you getting it? So whether you are matured in the Lord or not, when the time comes, it has come. You have to propose. You have to marry. When you marry to whatever is done in marriage, you do it. So that's it. Have you been answered or still? Are you sure? Are you sure? No, it's okay. But it has not been answered. Yeah, sure. Are you sure? Alright. And then we shouldn't forget about it that as for the feelings, they will always be there. As for the feelings, you are a lady, sometimes you are there and you wish somebody is just holding you. I mean, they are natural. You get it? They are normal. It is not a sin. But when it comes, what you do with it is very important. You get it as a guy. When those thoughts come, it is not that you have sinned. They are natural. But what you do with the thoughts when it comes is very important. Some people will go and play ball. Some people, when it comes, they will sing. Some people, they will pray. Some people, they will talk. Some people, they will go on the internet. I mean, you do, when it comes, do something to take your mind off it. Are you getting it? Do something to take your mind off it. Because it pays to wait. It pays to wait. You get it? And it is also part of self-control. It is part of it. Because as a matter of fact, sometimes even when you marry and your wife is pregnant, sometimes doctors will say that you cannot sleep together for some months. And you have to go by it. So if now you are not able to control yourself and it gets there, what are you going to do? Are you going to sing? You get it? And women, a lot of men know that for women, they are able to stay, keep themselves. So if now you are not able to control yourself, then when you marry, maybe your husband has to travel or something for some time, what are you going to do? You have to go in for, so all these, they are training process that we are going through, but we don't see it as such until we encounter some of these things that we know that it is. Look, a typical example is a lady who was in the UK, and she was there for a long time, and most of the time she sees her husband yearly. You get it? And this lady decided to come to the husband fully and not go back. And when she came, marital problems and things, and for over a year now, the man doesn't want to do anything with her. But she's there. And daddy was like, so how do you do it? She said that, because I believe because when I was there, it was like it was yearly and things that I come. I think I have gone through that training, so I'm able to sustain myself. I don't know if you are getting it. So some of these things when we are going through, yes, it is not easy. But at the end of the day, it is a process that you are going through for something in the future. Are you okay with that? Any questions?
first of all, I would like to thank you for such a listening assist. I think it's a very good one. Recently, I listened to the teachers and was preaching on marriage. And there was an alarming relative who was in Christian marriage. And I asked myself that, why are Christian marriages? One of the